Suffering is not loss of the person. Suffering is the loss of you. The way you felt with that person, now there will be no one with whom you can feel, who can define you the same way. Maybe others will come, will define you differently, but you died a death. Gita didn't happen before Mahabharata. Why? Because Arjun didn't have inquiry. Our psychological approach towards prosperity is how I can have more. But cosmic's prosperity is kings give. They don't rob other kingdoms.
कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है ट्रैवल करना फॉर लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस, उससे कितने चेंज आते हैं.
So there are places even on earth like Kailash. There, for outside world it's 1 year, but there for you it's 1 week. You will go through that. Why Buddha developed such a refined philosophy? Not that Buddha was that way, because the Nalanda University and all the scholars and all, they were around. Till you do not have a good relation with yourself, you cannot have good relations outside, because then you're going out there as a beggar. Make me feel good. But love is, I am feeling good, now I want to share. I remember from my childhood, Osho's picture was in the house because my mother was following him. But then at a certain point, if I have to really say that if people want to understand what Guru is about, you have to be in love with him. Only then some transmission can happen. Because around Osho, I see there are many kind of people, intellectually attracted, or the ashram, how it is, they're attracted to that lifestyle. But very few get attracted to just the Guru. Just somehow they say, wow, wo jo vismay, or that wonder. And that is the true transmission with the Guru, you know. It's not something which is saying you have to understand, because Guru is radiating a kind of presence and energy. And if you are lucky and open, you will catch its particle and it will get activated some point in your life. Me, myself, when I was in Osho commune, I was young, 22. I was too busy with the social life. But at the same time, practicing every day, whatever, different techniques, whatever, because I was that way, more of a scientist or artist, experimenting with different techniques and trying to understand what Osho is saying and trying to apply, and bit obsessive about mental concepts and all. So then whole life journey, and then when I came to Rishikesh, then Osho started to make sense later. Even when I took sannyas in 87, I didn't feel something happen. But when I was in Rishikesh 6-8 years back, I felt I got initiated by Osho. So it's not that, Guru gives you a initiation, just not that it has happened. Because in this, one thing has to be understood, like you briefly mentioned, that these days gurus are needed and all that. We don't ask other thing. Are you qualified to be disciple? गुरु तो मिल जाएंगे, डिसाइपल नहीं मिलते. झगड़ा ये है. Guru is in a way presence. If you go with hypocrisy, he will respond to your hypocrisy, and don't think that you got Guru's message. He just cleared the garbage. But if you go with true intention, you provoke a response from the cosmos which Guru is. So it's not that sometimes when I was in mountains, some youngsters would come from Delhi. They will sit around me and say, so बाबा जी कुछ ज्ञान दीजिए. मैं कहा कि क्या क्या ज्ञान दे दूं, कि मैं कोई कमोडिटी लेके बैठा हूं कि आई गिव यू ज्ञान. Inquiry provokes a master, not questions. question ke piche there has to be inquiry. Your energy is vibrating. And why Buddha developed such a refined philosophy? Not that Buddha was that way, because the Nalanda University and all the scholars and all, they were around. Very developed mind, refined minds, and they came across Buddha and they asked things. Of course, it will speak according to the minds present. Another thing is with the master that in that presence, your system starts to get answers. And a guru like Osho is like a, what you say, like nature. You will go through many things: disasters, loss, ups and downs, bliss, silence, everything. It's a churning to be around a guru, really. If you activate your process, all that you were supposed to live in 10 years will happen in 1 year. That's the importance of guru. That's why they start ashram, because to intensify the process. Because guru is not living in a time zone. So when you come close to that, you see, if you look at a clock, on the outside of the hand, it moves from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. It's certain distance. But when you're close to the central, it just moves an inch, not even an inch, maybe an inch. There it's like Bozala. So you never wonder that, because that is a center where time, 1 second here will be your 1 month there. So that is the intensity of it. So around Guru, many people, if your inclination is not spiritual, it could be a big disaster for you, because you're not ready for that speed, to handle that speed. And same is with meditation. As you come close to the center, you will notice that things are speeding up, because now you're activating the energy. Now things will, because our mind is a deaccelerator. So meditation accelerates the speed of the cosmos, which is intense. It's going on. But we are living in mind and kind of slowing things down. So once that is not there, things will speed up. And if you're ready for it, then it's really, what I feel is that people want change, but they're not willing to burn. They don't want suffering. If you don't want suffering, forget about life, or more so about a guru or a teacher. And that's where I feel that if you have real sincere intention, guru will find you. And according to my understanding, what I understood about Osho or this, that, as I said before also, that it is just our fallacy. There was a Krishna, there was a Ram, there was so and so. When did Krishna speak? Was in present.
In presence of Arjuna.
No, in the present, in the Vartaman. Each guru speaks from the Vartaman. Vartaman, the present, is the guru. And if you become present, your guru gets activated. That's why sun is considered the guru. Guru Bhayo Nama, Om Gam Guru Bhayo Nama. This which is on, it's the guru's movement. But we say, what is this? So if you're not ready for present, you're not qualified yet to have a guru. I think nobody will say it like this, we think. But the point is that you're willing to face life with your full presence. Not that guru will appear. Guru is forced to come. He has to come. Because that is a law of life. When you create a vacuum that I do not know, and you sincerely mean it, I do not know, more than your desires, life has to fulfill. There is no way it will not fulfill. It has to fulfill. But you should be willing to see, when all the hell break loose, that it's showing you the way. Because first it has to destroy your. So around Osho and around various masters I met, that it does create a first chaos, so order can be created. So, and I feel kind of I lost that identity of that Krishnamurti was one or Krishna was one. They all converge. सब यहाँ है. They all are here. Depends on where you tune in. You're dealing with only one guru, but through which channel? Through Krishna channel, there is one thing. Through Ramana, there is another thing. Through Osho, there is another thing. So nothing dies in cosmos, so no guru's presence disappears. It stays, vibrates into the earth. If you become open, then you will see that various gurus will find a window through you to speak. And you will not know. It is between that guru and the person who is asking. Like it's like a work of a postman. You do not know what is in the letter. And if people start to worship you because you brought the post, then you say, you know,
ये तो मैं post कर रही हूँ।
I'm just posting the letter.
Satya ji, you said there's a difference between inquiry and question. And अगर आपको genuinely guru चाहिए तो आपको एक in there needs to be that genuine need for a guru. तो एक question और inquiry में क्या फर्क?
In Hindi, there are, I think, 3 or 4 words. One is kotuhul, means khujli. Guru ji, ये क्यों होता है? ऐसे ही बस. Not the answer has any meaning for you, just it's a chit chat. Kotuhul, then there is jigyasa, means now you're what you say, interest, or you want to know about something really, you know, that jigyasa means you want to learn an art, you're curious that, you know, what is that? And then there is a, what they call mumuksha, that your whole being becomes a question. Now you cannot live without that answer, you know. So each disciple also first connects with the guru out of kotuhul, through just curiosity, then it becomes inquiry. And for mumuksha, there is no English word. It becomes then your whole being now wants to merge with this answer which is going on, let's say. And that is where the best of gurus come out also. You see, if a guru is dealing with only curiosity people, you will see his work is also very superficial. Because look at all the Gita didn't happen before Mahabharata. Why? Because Arjun didn't have inquiry. That inquiry provoked Krishna out of Krishna. So, because as Krishnamurti says, life is a dialogue, sir. It's a dialogue. It's not कि Guruji बैठे हुए हैं and he's just telling things. It responds to
क्या problem है?
that yin and yang, that exchange of energy. I think the best of gurus come out of if there are best of inquiries. It's a response that otherwise guru represents a wisdom which is present. It's up to you what kind of, you throw a small pebble or big pebble or you bring a flood. It's up to you. If your inquiry, you see, people ask very philosophical question. And you look at that, it's a waste of time to even tell them because then they will have 20 more questions. But if somebody even asks a guru a real authentic question, even your superficial, very small, mediocre looking problem, but you really want to have some change about it, understanding about it, that brings out a response which is more than anybody else can give you because there is a sincerity. Sincerity provokes the sincerity of the life also. You go with hypocrisy, you will get slapped and kicked out also. You know, some gurus in the past used to carry dandas, you know. They will first strike you, chal bhag, sir, gives 2-3 galis. Because as you are wasting your life's time, you think it's okay to go waste somebody else's time. There has to be training for when you go through experiences of life and when you come across futility of what you are experiencing, then arises an inquiry. And not that if 10 people have the same inquiry, it will be one answer. There will be 10 different answers.
तो अगर मैं कुछ पूछ रही हूँ and सरब जी कुछ पूछ नैना कुछ पूछ रही है आपका रिस्पॉन्स अलग होएगा।
because each mechanism is different. Some people solution will be dance. For some it will be sit so quietly. With some people it will be something else. You see, sky is the same, but windows are many. और दूसरा about gurus, what happens is that people start to talk about the frame of the windows. Each guru is a specific frame, like this window frame behind us, you, is more decorated, but sky is the same. Some could be like a poor man's window. Does not matter. Sky matters. And this is what should be about gurus also, that is his eyes windows or not, Your interest shouldn't be the frame of the window, because you are going to pass through that to enter the sky.
इट हैज़ टू हम लोग आगे जज करते हैं, ये चीज़ देखे है, कुछ सीखे नहीं, पर आई थिंक इट हैज़ टू स्टार्ट इंटरनली दैट एम आई एबल डिसाइपल? एम आई अ वर्दी?
In that, able disciple means, in our old traditional Upanishads, they say the highest quality of spirituality is Shravan. Shravan means to listen. Mumukshu, the deep inquiry, is related with Shravan. We don't listen. When Guru is answering, if you can be just quiet and let that whole feel enter you, don't worry about calculating, अच्छा, Google में ये पढ़ा था, Sadhguru ने भी ये कहा है, and all that, you miss the point. Because answer is the live energy. It's a blazing word, not what you read before. So for that, you have to be like water, not filled with words, just listening. Listening is one of the deepest quality you develop when you go deeper into life, that essentially our mind represents the moon. Moon is reflecting the sunlight. Moon does not have its own light. But our moon thinks, I have a light. So if you become very quiet, so Guru can reflect into your pond. Then you can understand. So, but understanding is not intellectual, People try to figure out what this Guru meant like that. Like, it's like when he's saying a click, a thunder happens, and you catch the meaning. And physical presence is not necessary. You can think of any Guru which you feel heart's affiliation. Sincerely ask. But I will ask people, do you have a sincere question? Or is it about I should get a job or a girlfriend or how to be successful in life? That is all, you're asking. So, Guru bhi kya kare? I was joking with these students that if everybody was enlightened, then there will be craze, great demand for unconscious people. Somebody, and every guru will rush to him that let me wake you up. Yeah, so it's essentially guru is more like a guru. That guru is darkness. Ru is light. Guru, that which takes you from darkness to light. So yeah, you can't invent light with words. And just as you said that, only now in my life I realized that something happened when I was around Osho. That your system starts to reflect that. It's not something conscious.
It would start happening.
Yeah, if you have sincerity, if you are really thinking about it all the time, then it's bound to.
So that you were talking about it before is this journey towards enlightenment. यार हमें गुरु तब चाहिए होता है जब हमारी लाइफ में कुछ सफरिंग आती है, कोई पेन आता है. सो इज इट इम्पोर्टेंट कि कोई सफरिंग या पेन आए फॉर अस टू स्टार्ट ऑन दिस जर्नी? And is pain and suffering, is that important as a catalyst? I mean, suffering is important in marriage. देखिए, इस journey के लिए क्या ये pain and suffering ज़रूरी है, prerequisite?
You're asking as if, is it necessary to be alive? To be alive means you will go through suffering. Only then you will feel happiness. You see, most of our psychology, this is one of the, if I have to say, the master key, if somebody is sincere, stop avoiding suffering. I'm not saying become a masochist, seek suffering. No. When suffering is there, you should change your mechanism, welcome it, and look at it. That itself is your guru. Because in suffering, you are having a loss. Something is freeing inside you, but your psychological resistance is holding on to it. And that's what creates the pain. Otherwise, loss is not a pain. Your resistance, 90% of pain in any suffering is our resistance to why this happened. We're not facing the fact. And when you are facing the suffering, and most of the great artworks, most of the great people, they went through lots of suffering. Because suffering focuses your energy. Mahavir says somewhere, never take a curse from a woman whose child has just died. Because in her grief, her energy is so focused, if she curses you, it will destroy you. So point is, in suffering, or not in happiness, in suffering, your energy becomes so focused. If you face your suffering, you will not need a guru, because that breakthrough is that window opens briefly and you suddenly say, wow. But again, your psychology will come in and you will start to talk and you'll. So there is a gap. If you go through intense suffering, it will disappear, and there is a gap where you are neither happy nor in pain. There, teaching of guru is there, the energy of that teaching. And if your mind has been adaptive enough, you will have insights about yourself, about life. Real teacher is suffering. Suffering means Shiva aspect. Things now, whatever you loved so much, desired so much, now it's going away. Letting it go away is the whole teaching. You are learning to die. And we don't want to die. Because if some relation ends, some part of you ends, but you don't let it die.
Want to hold on to it. कि एक job loss भी होता है.
No.
Holding
You had an identity, you had friends, and now your ego was defined in a certain way. Now that job is going, or that relation is going, suffering is not loss of the person. Suffering is the loss of you. The way you felt with that person, now there will be no one with whom you can feel, who can define you the same way. Maybe others will come, will define you differently, but you died a death. And Guru teaches you, die as many deaths every day.
you should.
You should. And then you will see you are like always fresh. People get old because of repressed deaths. If you don't die, your body starts to die. If you let death happen, by law of things, it creates new energy, because there is no actually loss. Change is not a loss. Change is a growth. We see loss as a destruction. But here it's important to understand that what we call creativity, it's not only creating, it's also destroying the old. We fail to see that aspect. For example, carving, you stone sculpture, you make by breaking the stone. You see the duality coming together. Here you are making by neti, not this, not this, not this, and you have a form. Opposite to it, feminine way, is the clay sculpture, which you did. You're adding on. Hmm? So in life, both are going on together. When you breathe in, you are being created. When you breathe out, you are being destroyed.
हमने कल क्ले के साथ भी वर्क विद क्ले एंड इट्स वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज हाथ से काम किया था, सो फर्स्ट टाइम आई वर्क विद हैंड एंड वी क्रिएटेड something and then इसके बाद we destroyed it. And there was this sense of loss. That sense of loss. And मैंने कहा अच्छा ये किए जा रहा है and I was you know I was only attached to it for maybe half an hour. लेकिन उसमें भी एक वो sense of loss था and उसके बाद we've done more, we've done Tai Chi, we've done Taekwondo, so I created more. But that you get so attached to that feeling कि आपने create किया लेकिन उससे
That little particle is the, what do you say, the source of all attachments. Because while you're making it, you're enjoying it. Now you start to define yourself through the object. You are not recognizing the subject which can create. See, that's the difference between attachment and love. Love is about you're radiating something, it is not dependent on the other. But attachment is about you get happiness out of other, now you want to own that kind of thing. And if you want to own, it will be taken away.
आज नहीं तो कल
It will be, it's a law because nothing stays. Good news, nothing stays. Bad news, nothing stays. It's both good news and bad news. This is what's one of the things which Sufis or devotees understood. Welcome both happiness and pain because it's your forms. So welcome, do whatever you want to do, and I'll accept both. With that, you start to kind of, your energy starts to integrate. Human beings are split and divided because of their choices. Good feeling I want, bad feeling I don't want. And whole journey of making a career is no bad should happen. But when you drop that, you are thrown into the present because good feeling is for future, bad feeling avoidance is for future. This moment is just a live thing and integration happens. That integration is what we call so-called enlightenment. I call it realization of life, not realization of self. That becomes a philosophical subject. We think we realize the life. No, we are thinking thoughts about life. Realization of life is to start to feel life, where I am actually. Before you ask what is self, what is God, first inquire where I am really. Not even who am I, what is this? In devotion, we'll call it Simran. Just think where are we? Sun is going on and earth is moving on around a fiery rock. And here we're having a podcast. Isn't it magic enough? So self-realization is realization of life. Not there are two separate things. So that's why I don't use that vocabulary is realize yourself, get enlightened. Realize the life where you are. Feel the life. Feel the sunlight. Feel your body. And if you're feeling it, then Shiva will say, this person loves my Shakti, my beloved. Shiva will reveal itself to you. But we are calling it Maya, rejecting it. This is not good. That is not good. Body is this. Body is Maya. People think that divine is stupid, that he's running the Maya. Because he loves it. If you love it, it's the best and easiest entry into his kingdom. You are not loving its creation. And the closest of that creation to you is your own mind, your own body. Start there. And it's most difficult. You will see, if you go through your body and feel different feeling, you feel you have such a self-rejections.
एंड मैं मेंटली अपने को रिप्रेस गिल्ट नेगेटिव सेल्फ टॉक ये किया हुआ है आई एम नॉट गुड इनफ मैंने ये नहीं की कुछ भी आपकी अचीवमेंट होंगी आई थिंक योर ओन वर्स्ट क्रिटिक
Yeah. So this idea of good and bad, right and wrong is what creates duality also psychologically. On the human experience level, essentially it is pleasant sensation and unpleasant sensation. On mental level, it's good, bad, right, wrong judgments. That's what splits you into two. A child has none of that. That's why they're so beautiful. They're enjoying everything. Because when energy is integrated, juice starts to flow, creativity starts to happen. As I defined before, that love is a non dual energy flowing freely through you. That's what love is. When your energy is free from all the dualities and leakages, when your energy gets settled, you are like a sun. Now you start to radiate light and heat. That's what love is. It's not like a laser going through a particular person. That is more like a little glimpse of it.
वो इतना फील इतना इंटेंस होता है कि हम we made that into our own definition of love, or that idea of attachment is now love.
Love, yeah. But actually, that's not love. That is killing the other slowly.
And suffocating it. Sataji, we talk about wealth and prosperity. And I think आज के दिन एक जो हमारी मेंटी notion बना हुआ है was that success is about money. Wealth is आपका bank balance कितना है, गाड़ी कौन सी है. But in the truest sense, कि what is true wealth? And if you genuinely want to be prosperous, कि आप कैसे wealth and prosperity define कर.
Let's take the example of sun. That's what prosperity means. It gives, and there is a joy in it. It's not just a nuclear explosions happening. We never ask why they're happening. Because there's so much abundance of energy inside you. And people who are seeking success, if you look closely, they're empty inside of energy. They're seeking energy. They're hunting energy. And for them, money will give them whatever they want. But prosperity is like abundance of energy. You're radiating energy. True sense, that is Lakshmi means. Lakshmi means you want to benefit your customer, not earn from him. I tell many youngsters, they say, what career to choose? I say, choose a career where you feel that how I can give more to life
Because I want.
because I want to. That intention qualifies you. Cosmos becomes aware of you. When you're stealing, mostly career things or everything is stealing from your own body to study hard and stealing from life to fill my pockets. We're all thieves. And wo Raja hai. He's the emperor. And he loves emperors only. Even if you are in a hut and if you can think like I will not say millionaire, that is another, think like a king. What I can give you, show me a way what I can give you back. You see, magic will happen. But I don't have this, please give me this. That is a beggar mentality. Billions are doing that. But in between, what stands out is somebody saying, I don't want anything. Show me what I can give you. I want to. Even singing a song for life is prosperity. You're super rich. And such prosperity, life won't let you die. It's your fears, you're killing yourself. If that doesn't happen, that will happen. We do not trust the king. We trust the fears of our thief. In true sense, prosperity is circulation of energy. You see, money we call currency. Why we call currency? Money means that which flows, circulates. A current. It's a current. If I give you, naturally you'll have to give me back something. Otherwise, you won't be able to receive it. We are the dams. पैसा आता है, it stops with us. If life gives us something, it stops at us. And if life gives you something, if you give forward, more will come. Communication starts. But you can then say, and you won't care, because giving is richness. In giving, there is a joy. You're expanding when you're giving, you're shrinking when you're keeping. When it's kept, it will be stolen. When it's given, it's safest.
तो कुछ सेव भी नहीं करना है, you don't need a bank, you don't need to secure it.
Try it psychologically then, If you want to expand your knowledge, share it with people. More and more will come to you. So, if you want to be successful in life or rich in life, stop being a psychological beggar. Same in relations, because prosperity in heart level is also on the relation level. That what I can give this woman, what I can give this man, not that how she can be mine or how he can be mine. You go with the intention to give. That very intention is what love is. You want that person just, and the same way, that very intention towards life is magic then. You're not asking, you're looking ways to give. So that for me is the true prosperity. And then you're entering a different economics of life. पायो जी मने राम रतन धन पायो, चोर न लूटे, खर्च न छूटे, दिन दिन बढ़त समायो. I found that jewel of Ram inside me. There is no expenditure and nobody can steal it. And every day it's increasing. So that's where our psychological approach towards prosperity is how I can have more. But cosmic prosperity is kings give. They don't rob other kingdoms.
And if you're going to give, ultimately वो वापस आएगा, एक energy current create करेगा. What about a youngster who wants to earn money, or wants a certain, क्या वो गलत है कि मुझे इतना कमाना है या मुझे
हाँ, kamao. You see, don't make money your dead end. You say to life, I want to do all these things which I want to give life back. झूठा वादा नहीं चलेगा. False promise. And then you say, please provide me whatever I need for all that. You will get. But people are asking only a dead end desire. I should have millions and I should have a car and a bungalow. Fine, but what you will do after that? Fight for it and always live in security? If you say, I want to give life, but I do not have facility right now. It's not about becoming a doctor or an engineer. It's question of another thing. You have to have a passion for whatever you're studying. This is how you can break the dark system that students should insist on learning something they have passion for. Then you say that to the life that I have passion for this and I want to nourish others and give others through this passion. Provide me. They say if you cry for divine, that goes for eternity. If you do 1,000 yogic practices, that is not noticed in cosmos, because that tear or wonder for life, it is eternal thing, because there you touched, you felt it, and that also feels that you saw it and it saw itself through you. That's why he's playing that game. So once you truly from heart, you say, I really want to share, not as a deal, what I will get. In that moment, you start to function like a sun. It will give you fire. In true sense, wealth is that fire. You are sharing heat and light. That intention itself, is the prosperity. Or so for youngsters, I will say, do something which you have passion for. Life will find a way, because your intention is not to keep it, but share more. And that is what the law of evolution is. If you do something, it should have many branches, then more leaves should come out of it.
Like जब आप सुबह भी, when we were doing the sun salutation, you're doing the mantras in front of the sun. It was like you are actually made up of the sun. Still light. Technically, you're all elements, and I think just peeling that first thing in the morning made you realize how much it's created around you, and that sense of knowing that you're the source and then you can also create. I think is something that's really stayed with me since.
You see, each cell is made of sun's energy. So when you are doing this sun worship, Gayatri or and all that, with that what happens, you are not addressing the sun there. You're addressing the sun into your whole system, 3 trillion cells. You're asking sun's wisdom to get activated into your system. Because you are made of sun, but it's waiting for you to invite it into your life. But sun is not a beggar. So if you are a beggar, forget about sun getting activated. But when you say that, because the sun is a wisdom, its light is forming all this, you see. Vedas are learnt by Hanuman through sun. So it's right there into your system. But you have to address this body made of sun, that Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Tatsviturvarin. Magic will happen. But we are shooting arrow in the wrong direction. You have to shoot arrow like towards yourself.
You said, I mean, that's what I said. I mean, I started talking about Guruji's. वही है कि आप you finding fake Gurujis क्योंकि आपकी inquiry authentic नहीं है. आपको पैसे चाहिए at the end of the day. Your intent needs to be about giving back. So I think your key intent होएगी, that is what is going to be reflected in your life. So I think the work needs to be internal and inside. Sataji, we talk a lot about travel. आप, you traveled across India. आपके बहुत अलग अलग experiences हैं. कितना important है travel करना for life experiences? उससे कितने change आते हैं? And how much learning is there in both to be finding?
You must have noticed that when you go out for a drive, why you're feeling good?
Change of sea.
Yes, half right, but point is that you start to expand. Your wisdom, which was stuck into a room, into same routine, once you're on a bike or a car, scene starts to change, everything is passing by. In that movement, you're expanding. Life in you wants to expand. And our whole race for security is keep it into one place. So that is one thing. Learning happens when you're moving, because learning is a movement. So this traveling is, for me, I was never much of a traveler, but I traveled in a different way. I went to many various aspects of my own mind. That is also a traveling, discovering, different philosophies, different approaches, different relations and all that. These are all different kind of traveling. Otherwise, mostly people are into one kind of formats of relation and they stay there. So traveling is a way of your energy expansion, and essentially it gives you an overview of your life also, because sometimes you get trapped into a loop. When you leave city, be outside, then you can reflect back what you're living. It gives you a perspective also. you know so it's more like, more cities, for example, you travel, more expanded your mind and consciousness becomes. And not only that, each place, for example, I realize this through my traveling. That's why we call cities Pur. you know Pur means Purush, Kanpur, Udaipur, Purush. Then I used to wonder why it's said. But then I realized each city has a very specific personality. If 3 trillion cells form this personality, so 1 crore people or 100,000 people living in one area will have a specific personality, because that kind of 100,000 minds are,
Talking alive.
and they are forming a kind of field. For example, Goa has a very dark personality because everybody is going there to indulge, to drink, for drugs, for parties, for whatever, everything you can think. Now, Rishikesh, on the opposite. For example, Bombay, everybody's ambition, getting famous. So it has that kind of personality. And if you come to Rishikesh, people are coming here when they want answers. So, kind of intentions which gathers Rishikesh is not the kind of intentions which gather in Delhi. So this way, if you start to look, you will see each city, if you're sensitive and observant, each city has a character. Not only that, sometimes passing through streets, I feel the feel of that street, kind of people who are living there. Some are very, very nice feeling in the heart. Some are like trapped, फंसे हुए हैं लोग जो घर में रह रहे हैं. And same with people also. You can see, if you look at them, suddenly you feel suffocated. No, that person is in suffocation. And sometimes we say, why I'm feeling like this? But sometimes if you are empathizer, good healers or thinkers are empathizers. They don't have to necessarily live an experience. They can learn from the people they come across.
There's certain people you'll meet जिससे आप मतलब आपको automatically
Cringe hota hai.
cringe होता है, you want to create space. There's certain people you'll be attracted towards. You'll be like, yeah, we want to talk.
Yeah, so it's just our overall energy system is a music system. Some people start to create dissonance into your music. Some people provoke more song out of you. Some presences allow your expansion, some crush you. So same is with the cities. I used to take walk in mountains, and there were 4-5 villages. And in mountains especially, everything is silence. In jungle, if there is jungle close by, then you will know what I mean. You are in jungle, nature, mountain and all. As soon as you start to enter streets where people live, you notice whole music is changing. It's fun, actually. Then you going out of street, and suddenly in front of one ashram, energy is amazing. And you go in front of some Baba's house, it's strangeness hanging over the place. And that's what, to me, what traveling implies on my level. If I go to cities, I notice that it takes away something, and some cities give you something. I went to Tiruvannamalai. I did not find it as colorful as Rishikesh is. It was just Shavik. I'm not criticizing Shaivism. I'm just saying everybody's into monk thing and Shiva and everything. But here, everything is there. It's more Krishna. Rishikesh is Krishna's name with all its glory and everything. So for an artist, in real sense, for an artist, Rishikesh is a great place because frequency levels, you can find many, many colors to play with. Gangaji is carrying another thing. I thought like that each river has a specific character. There should be research in future, world's rivers and kind of cities around it and kind of characteristics people have, and you will notice there is something going on there. And then you see Gangaji, Narmada and all these rivers. And India, there are temples and everything. So there is, for example, I used to wonder that why Ganga is sacred. Then I realized technically, highest place on the earth, the water, where Gangotri is, that is containing the direct sunlight of the sun. Now, a circuit is formed. That river's water is entering the ocean, the negative circuit. This electric circuit is Ganga. When they made a dam in Tihri, Babas around told them that do not disconnect. Make sure water is constantly connecting with the Ganga even after the dam. Then I understood that why they put this condition, because Ganga is a circuit. When you take a dip, you become part of that Himalayan energy and the ocean's energy, and it purifies you. But it won't do it to everybody if you're not aware of that circuit. You see, you have to address it also. You're not entering into water, you're entering into a circuit. And not only that, because so many seekers have meditated around Ganga, so whole field is very active. But if you go there to have a beer and hang out and sit with smartphone, you're an idiot, because frequency is there. And even Gangaji, around Gangaji also, there are many dark places and there are many positive places. That's why I just do not go anywhere in Ganga. I look around that, because many people do weird kind of stuff also, because mostly tantric practices are done by Gangaji and you leave your whatever stuff you do. That's fine. But thing is that very rarely people are using it for sadhana in today's time. Very rarely even India is used for sadhana. Very rarely mountains are used for sadhana. And that was true Bharat, which became energy of the whole planet Earth. So progress is happening, but progress for what? To give space to those meditators and practitioners to do that.
So Terry, you briefly mentioned on this when you were speaking on it yesterday, this whole idea of जब हम फैंटा की बात करते हैं, जब हम अगोरी की बात करते हैं, तो कहीं ना कहीं हमारा माइंड वो एक ब्लैक मैजिक की तरफ चले जाता है, सिद्धियों की तरफ चले जाता है. एंड ऑल्सो लॉट ऑफ दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज़ वेरी फ्रीली अवेलेबल टुडे, जो शायद आपको एक आश्रम में बैठ के गुरु के साथ साधना करके आपको मिलनी चाहिए थी. एंड लॉट ऑफ इट young kid people can get access to this. So I just want to know कि ब्लैक आर्ट्स पॉसिबल है, स्पिरिट्स होती है क्या, कि अब आदर गुथ रियलिटी है. ऑल्सो दिस आइडिया कि हम जब ड्रग्स कर दे हैं या सब्सटेंसेस कर दे, are we then exposing ourselves to a lot of these energies?
Black magic and all are created by beggars. When a technique comes into the hand of a emperor, he will charge the earth with more energy. But when it comes a siddhi into hand of a beggar, black magic is how to steal others' energy or lose your sickness to somebody. Yes, black magic exists, and everybody who is desiring in some way is throwing a spell of black magic on life. When you tell life, this moment is not okay, make my tomorrow like this, it's black magic. If you ask me, the technically what black magic is. Each relationship is black magic. I want my husband or wife to do what I say. That is black magic. Of course. Oh.
I say कि मुझे ये चाहिए और I want you.
That is black magic. Because, yeah, it doesn't mean that you can't expect things from people. But you expect, like, okay, this person has their own flow. You can only propose, not ask. Ki, I feel this is how. That's what relationship is.
कि नहीं कि आज रात को डिनर पे कैसे नहीं लेके गए.
That's not the thing. I mean, I am just saying, but there are nuances which is like, it could be others' carelessness also. Then you need to do black magic. Means make them aware that you are being careless. You're not saying how to change the carelessness. See, not only that we do black magic on others, we also do black magic on ourselves. When you push your being, your body for the whims of your mind, maybe even doing yoga asana, pushing your body is a black magic on your body because you have some fantasy idea. If I could do yoga, my body will be like this. Then you start to do yoga asana. You're not asking the woman inside that how does it feel and cooperate with that. Black magic is pushing life according to your mind, and white magic is cooperating with life how it wants to move. And there is a passive black magic, withdrawing for life and becoming a vacuum, not responding to the energy of life. So, all these things which are common, how to heal and how to attract, I am a healer. You see, each person has a specific karma they have to face and live for their growth. You come in between as a healer, let me take away your pain. And you know what will happen? That karmic pattern will enter you. Like there is one practice, so she was talking about Om chanting. He said after doing 6 months of Om chanting, you will feel intense energy. You will for sure can feel, can do, you can heal somebody. But say do not do that because all 6 months of work will go into that person and you will again to a zero. Not only zero. He had a karma which he had to live. Now where it will go? It's a live energy thing. You pushed yourself in, his thing will enter you. And you will start to live that person's karma. This happens in relations also. That's why you have to be very careful what relationships you form, physical relations. Is people saying, oh, I can sleep with many. You do not know what you're getting into. It takes years to get rid of other people's energies influence, which rule your actions. You must have seen some people after getting married become completely destroyed of their life, end up dying or getting killed or whatever. Business fails. Cancellation of energy. The kind of energy you invited into your body, it starts to cancel you. On the other hand, some marriages, as soon as guy meets this woman, he is prosperous. Both starts to prosper. So if you look at it, electric circuit and chemistry, and that's where youngsters have to be aware of their energy, that they will know that with this person, my frequency starts to expand. It's not some fad that girl is pretty or guy is handsome, let me with. You could be canceling yourself also. Some people are so overbearingly powerful, you cannot grow in their shadow. It's a general rule in relation also. You have to be away from each other also as often so both can grow. Otherwise, some people's personalities will overshadow you. So there you have to know what is your boundary with situation. Anyway, so because we take ourselves as more of a psychological beings, hence we start doing what agrees with me, but we do not know energy circuit wise. That certain physical interactions, they say that it takes 9 months for the vibration of the person go out of your body if you have sex with somebody
9 months.
to clear off.
And if you're doing, if you have multiple partners, then आप उसके कंपाउंड.
You from there you take 9 months from the last one. Not only that, all this energy gets mixed up in you. It will change your psychology.
So it will change the way you're making decisions. It will change your choices. It will change what you're doing.
Oh, lots of it. This is what Tibetans call living other people's karmas. So that's why you have to choose a very, very carefully which partner you're going to have in your life. It is not just about your sexuality. It's about your whole life's frequency. So children have to be educated to know their frequency. And that's why I said children, men and women, youngsters should hang out with various hangout. Huh? I'm not saying Babaji is saying just have friends. So learn frequencies of people. Then you will see where you get more expanded and you will see that it's usually the same, that if you feel expanded with somebody, there is something in that person also which also feel, because I will expand if you respond to my energy. If you feel expanded, because you expand because of my energy, I also expand. So that's the, so it's a dance, you know.
And does sex affect men and women equally? मतलब दोनों के लिए सेम है या is it easier for men to transfer energy या again what is that dance?
If you look at feminine way, she receives the energy and keeps it. I have seen prostitutes. I was sitting in Rishikesh once and I saw these prostitutes. I first thought that there were men wearing saris with long hair. But then I came to realize they were from Delhi. They were prostitutes. They were looking so male. You know why? Because so many men are having sex and leaving their energies into their bodies. So their whole expression has become very aggressive and male. For example, gays, they're very feminine. Why? Because they're using passive center with each other. For example, lesbians, they become so male. So I'm just talking chemical way, not socially I'm making any judgment. I'm just telling you my observation.
And it's my chemical level पे.
If I know somebody and if they had sex with somebody and they meet me next day, I will notice there's a difference in energy. Eyes are different. You change. And that change has to be understood. If you good observer, after being with a girlfriend for the first time, notice how your patterns are different, how your energy is different. Sometimes it also happens that you start to go down, others start to rise. This happened with me in my relations and marriage. Like all the women who came into my life, they became successful. and I was just zero. When I became alone, look, Babaji is giving lectures. So then you ask that smoking and drugs and all that.
So I can just to close this, it's a beautiful point ki, especially for like youngsters, young people, it's just this idea ki it's a big commitment of men and women. They need to be conscious, need to be uh, aware
Energetically.
energetically, and also अपने आप realize करो कि उसके आपके लिए positive है या negative है, and then move forward. Just don't play the dance or the game कि सब बोल रहे हैं. It's
Yeah, mostly it's a psychological obsession. Ki how dare he leave me or she leave me, and then you are kind of want to win the person. It's more like a black magic then. So, but for that, children has to be told not only about so-called modern Western free sex talk. We have such a science of tantra, of energy. We have to make children aware that I can simple exercise like ask children to men to close eyes, youngsters, and make 10 women sit and touch each hand. You will notice each hand touch is different. You're already introducing them to the frequency. Other people are just looking, passing judgments. Hmm? So this also happens because how I am able to say it, for example, I went through many relations and I noticed how my personality was different with each relation I was with. How I looked at things, how I felt about myself, everything. Even what do you say, frivolous relations or short-term relations. Then because I was meditating, I started to see the damage it does. Then I became more focused and more selective about it. Because you see, in my experience, if you are connected with somebody physically, even when they are at a distance, they are impacting you because frequencies are connected. Such sensitivity happens because in Tantra, Shiva says you can even make love with the moon. What does it mean? Sex is an exchange of energies. And if you know how to exchange energy, you do not have to even touch the woman. That is higher level of sex. And if you understand that sex is a dialogue, exchange of energy, giving and receiving, people are either throwing out energies, but they're shut down for receiving. Or some people are good at stealing, but not able to give. But if you can do that, then everything, looking at moon can be a erotic experience, not the way we think erotic. It's a sensual experience. You will feel some very beautiful energies entering you. And when moon comes up, you will know without seeing moon has come up because your energy starts to vibrate different. You look at a tree, each tree has a different sensuality. You see, Tantra was becoming sensual about Shakti in all her forms. Then when such a person will select a human, that will be very refined choice.
सोच समझ के अपने energetic
Not सोच समझ के,
feel कर.
feel करके, the tune. So you have to be a good musician also, good singer also. So you know what is in tune, what is off rhythm. In conversation is all rhythm. Wherever you see the beat is missing means something is out of beat or out of tune. Depends what kind of mind you are. You're more tune oriented or rhythm oriented. For that, no, very important point that which I said in many ways, I think it will be good to share that. Your mind is the male inside you, no matter female body or male body. Your body is the female inside you. So inner tantra has to happen first. Otherwise, how your mind relates with your body, similar kind of relations you will find. If your mind is manipulative of your body, you will find men who are manipulative of your body. If your mind is full of duality about your sexuality, about your energy and this and that, and you will find the same kind of frequency who is also the same thing. So your mind has to become a lover of the body. It doesn't push it, it listens to it, takes care of it. Because of that, no wrong man can enter your life, because your system will just, your woman will say, but abhi to it's mind. So inner tantra, micro tantra is first your relationship. Not only that, DNA wise, your mind is your father, your body is your mother. How your father treated your mother, that's how your mind will treat your body. It even goes more deeper, how your mind treat with your energies, how your mind thinks about your artistic capabilities. What's the use? So you are more male. But if it is there, you should honor it, let it grow. So that such a person is what you say, real appreciator of the woman, means appreciator of the body.
And the woman inside you. So even for a man to appreciate the woman or the creativity,
Inside him, yes.
and for the woman to be okay, that's the connection between the mind and the body.
Till you do not have a good relation with yourself, you cannot have good relations outside, because then you're going out there as a beggar. Make me feel good. But love is, I am feeling good, now I want to share.
और हम बाहर जाते हैं complete करने के लिए. That time नहीं करेगा. So let's find another incomplete person
Yeah.
and let's keep
Let's beg from it. Let's dig it out of each other.
create more trauma together.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one point I wanted to add, that for youngsters to understand, if they like somebody, don't rush with physical. Wait, hang out. Let energy decide. Don't let your mind decide. Sometimes after hanging out, you might realize that there is nothing or there is something, because that is the feminine way. Mostly women are also into male's way, because actually does not matter which body you have. If you're mind oriented, you are male oriented. You're pushing things. You're using your body too. So coming back to the,
So this is such an interesting and I'd love for you to talk about it, Satyajit. लेकिन क्या this is something that we've been talking about is this whole relationship pandemic. आजकल सब बम्बल पे है, हिंज पे है, and it's all about first date, पहली बार, दूसरी बार, like it's become a thing. And men feel that they should, women कि नहीं कह रही ये कुछ गलत कर रहे, it become a thing.
that's why I said that if your mind is friend of your body knows. Osho said one very beautiful example, that imagine there is a big circle and small circle. For men, bigger circle is their mind, smaller circle is their body. So men can push their body or repress their sexuality or make their body do the sex. Whereas women, because mother's body, her mind is smaller circle, her body is the bigger circle. When woman is full of energy, then man cannot do anything. He has to comply, or nature in him will comply. And that's the nature in him will comply. And that's the approach of Tantra. That when woman is filled with love, because her positive center is her chest, when she hugs the man, that energy becomes the sex. Not that man is feeling horny and it's okay. No, nature's way is female decides. Man is neutral. He is into sadhana. Yes. And it is nothing wrong, because again, there is a circulation of energy. There are methods in which you circulate the energy. For example, just little example, when woman gives energy to man through her chest, means her heart should be open, his heart should be open. That energy goes into the man's body and becomes a sexual excitement. Then he gives that energy back to the woman. It again goes into her heart and she gives back. This circulation starts to happen because both hearts are closed. Both are living in mind. As soon as they touch to that point, they want to release and deplete. Circulation never happens. And that micro action reflects in your relations also. So essentially, that's why most of the relations fail, because circulation never happened. Circulation means more growth. And even some methods, which I was telling some students, so not students, people who ask me that, don't rush for actual sex, but spend lots of time in foreplay. Don't insist on getting into the, because that is ambitious mind. That flow of Shakti, you should be able to enjoy, not its release. In one technique, Shiva says that when being caressed, beloved, enter the caress, that caress as eternal movement of life, something like that, he says. So you see, like, we have such a treasure in India. Like you were saying, na, that with closed eyes, dance is something else. Same. People's eyes are open. It's like a pornographic show. If you close your eyes and feel the touch and enter that electric flow of that touch, it will transform you. And if you can feel that with one person, such person cannot fuck around, because they know my music will be disturbed. Fuck my freedom. I don't want to disturb my music.
Actually saying, fuck my freedom, I want to do this.
I want to stay into this music because it expands me. More creativity comes out of me. We cannot blame youngsters that why they are doing, because necessarily everybody is seeking that freedom, that thrill of life. But I think if I don't get it from her, maybe I'll get it from that. But we're not teaching the science of connection, the energy, the feel. We're not training children. We're training the children with mind information. Most of the relations are destroyed by too much talking all the time. It becomes mental energy. I suggested to some couples that don't talk. Their sex life became okay. But this subject is very important, because even grown-ups have no idea about it.
I mean, it's essentially like today morning when we did the dances, telling you earlier, I've learned Kathak all my life. I've always performed on stage. लेकिन आज पहली बार I was, it was just the music. We were all dancing. And the difference was my eyes were closed. So I was dancing for myself. I could see my body move. I could move my energy more. हाथ ऊपर नीचे जा रहे थे because Divya को, yeah, her body also was maybe reflecting the sun and was moving. And I think इससे पहले every time you dance, you were dancing to perform. Yeah. But I think you're actually beating yourself in your own energy.
That is exactly the point which I am talking about sex also. With eyes closed, you're just feeling you are meeting the other person on a different level. You go beyond that barriers, psychological, social barriers. You see that. In Tantra, the tantrics don't go by the choice of how a woman looks and what's her age. They go by the frequency. So that's a different culture existing in this, but energetic. And a person, any man or any woman who are sensitive energetically, when they meet you, you will be triggered energetically also, because somebody is first time looking at you, the energy you. So beyond your psychology, there is a Devi Ma sitting. Once she's acknowledged, it starts to get activated. And that's what is the real, what you say, relation or interaction or a dialogue or a connection. But with all that, it's very important. You have to have a very good relation within your mind, with your body. You shouldn't follow the archetype or the neurosis of your parents. That's what we learn. And if you take this union further, that's exactly what happens inside. When your unity happens, your inner male energy meets your inner female, and it gives birth to you. First birth is from parents, second birth you give to yourself by alchemizing your energies into union.
But I thought so spoken about, drugs and using substances. There's this, especially internet, Ayush ka le rahe hai for spiritual experiences, spirituality के experience करने के लिए. What does this do to us, to our energy body, energy?
We take these drugs because energetically we are not flowing. We are stuck into a psychological frigidity. We are trapped there. So these drugs loosen that up. You start to flow. I was living when I was living up in Rishikesh, in Tapovan and all that. I came across many people who smoke. Because of my epilepsy, I used to smoke in the past. I started to notice something that you open your window, which naturally, organically, it is shut for your defense, for your care, because your master is not home, so house is locked. With meditation, when your master comes, then you can be open also, no problem. You see anything wrong coming, you can shut the door or, push away. Now with drugs, what happens is that everything is presences and consciousnesses around you. When your window is open, many kind of energies can enter and they make even home inside you. I have seen most of the people who are smoking regularly or doing LSD and all that. I can see there is some kind of possession. Something is sitting there which takes over. And sometimes addictions are not because a person wants to drink or smoke or go through the trip. Entity sitting inside wants that person to go through that so it can live its, what you say, scavenging on his energies to live its fantasies. In Tantra, they used it, some Babas used it in a different way. They would worship the plant, they will do a ritual, and they will grow it slowly. Then they will talk to it, do chanting, and they will tell him that your chemical is going to go into me. You will be expanding through me, so take care. So they are triggering the consciousness in the plant, which is going to enter their body. It's a growth of that plant through them. This is what Tantra is, So now you are preparing a ground for right kind of tunes and frequencies, right kind of sur. Asur, sur. You are in sur and you're bringing in the right tunes into you. That is the right way to use it. But I'm not saying that do it and do it right way, then you'll be playing the game. Okay, let's do some chanting. And I have seen that various companies you smoke in, you're carrying almost like having sex with somebody. You had sex with 10 people by smoking with them because their frequencies become part of you. You see, what is a spirit or entity? It is a unlived desire energy of a dead person. It's a dream process which wants to complete its indulgence or a dream. For that, it needs a living prana body of a human. Mm. So if your frequency is lower, you will attract that lower kind of energies. Then you will get into addiction of maybe sex or any kind of thing, violence or this, because they want to live through you, that thrill of the energy. On the other hand, if you are a meditator, and sometimes meditators use this as a breakthrough, they couldn't find the frequency, but in a right environment, in a right place, just once a year, you have to kind of do a ritual too. And there you are also getting connected with certain frequencies which are higher level, higher zone. But that is very rarely being done like that. Mostly it is used to forget yourself, but in that, remember yourself deeper. That is the. But it is dangerous because most of the people who are taking hardcore drugs, they're basically possessed. Their bodies are taken over by other entities because it's not that cheap. It's not that simple either.
In your journey of creativity, what do you think as, in terms of music, in terms of art, what have been some of the primary drivers that I had to uh, expand that?
I think it's more with the DNA. My mother was a singer. So, and for me, it was a joy to sing, joy to paint. So that is kind of, that's where I come from, to tell youngsters that if you're obsessed with sex, get creative. You will have less obsession, because sex is nothing but energy wanting to create another human being. It's not your social game. So if you understand the core of that energy, then you will know that if I become creative, then that psychology will not go through that. Because if you give it a creation and manifestation, you will not feel that obsession with sex. Because energy, basically, for energy, it does not matter how you are creating. But for humans, only that system is available. They don't even call it a creativity. They call it sex. Taboo.
इसमें हम लीप करने लग जाए
This is what I say to them, that reframe it as creativity. Darling, I'm feeling very creative for you. This is a different approach. Tantra will begin. Let's create each other. That's exactly what we are doing. We're supposed to do. In that process, I'm supposed to create other body, not steal from the body. So that will be the thing. That then we'll have a very, very, what do you say, non-dangerous connections, for example, that there it's not about, physically getting into bed or something. We're even dancing together, you're creating each other, you're feeling this sensuality. I feel somewhere Krishna was able to do with their gopis, enjoy their energies and reflect back more beautiful energy. They felt amazing.
and you make them feel amazing. Shakarji, I've heard so much about your music. Ni means
So this is by Bulle Shah. And it is very interesting that with devotional song, like a devotee he was, in this song, he's talking like a yogi or a Buddhist, that I do not know who I am. I am neither fire nor water nor earth. I am neither active nor still. And I am the beginning, I am the end, and I do not know who I am. You see? And usually I have seen yogis start to talk like devotees, and devotees start to talk like yogis. बुल्ला बुल्ला की जाना मैं कौन बुल्ला की जाना मैं कौन की जाना मैं कौन की जाना मैं कौन बुल्ला तेरा तेरा ना मैं पेत मजहब दा पाया ना 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 मैं पेत
ਮਜ਼ਹਬ ਦਾ ਪਾਇਆ, ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਦਮ ਹਵਾ ਦਾ ਜਾਇਆ, ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਦਮ ਹਵਾ ਦਾ ਜਾਇਆ, ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਤਰਾਇਆ, ਨਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠਣ ਪਾਉ, ਕੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ ਬੁੱਲਾ, ਅਵਲ ਆਖਰ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ, ਅਵਲ ਆਖਰ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਾ, ਗੈਰ ਨ ਕੋਈ, ਗੈਰ ਨ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਪਛਾਣਾ, ਮੈਥੋਂ ਨ ਵੱਧ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਸਿਆਣਾ, ਬੁੱਲਾ ਸ਼ੌਖੜਾ ਹੈ ਕੌਣ, ਕੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ ਬੁੱਲਾ, ਕੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ, ਕੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੌਣ, ਕੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਮੈਂ
Thank you so much, Hitesh. Yeah, it is the most incredible conversation. Creativity understand me here, be here. Create as an energy source. I think उस सुबह से सूरज की जो rays थी, I think through these words I can actually keep and go through it.
Children of the sun. No, I'm also a child. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving that.
Because that's the most important, because that's the core of all the evil in society and all the good in society also, you know. And there can be more detailed conversation from that angle and what people can do practically, you know.
Like, take practical examples of girls on Bumble, girls on Tinder, कि और हम नहीं करेंगे कि next time कैसे मिलेगा. People are struggling. If boys are struggling with girls, girls are struggling with boys. First starting is look. I have friends in like, अच्छा we met this तो नहीं कि ना मैं शादी नहीं कर सकता. But she slept with me in the first day. And like, you also did it. Like, ये क्या था?
I used to, as a joke, used to say that if you go to look for a girl, first tell her to send me a picture of you when you wake up in the morning. Practical, you know, this is practical thinking. Because you are going to see her in the morning. So you want to see without makeup how she looks in the morning. That's one. So don't take shower for 2 days and let me smell your body, how it smells when you, because you see, there is a tribes in Africa, they have successful marriages. You know why? When they're 14, 15 years old, they gather in a fair. So women, they live naked. So men sit in front of women and they smell them. She puts her thigh here and smell. And according to smell, they choose the couple. Which smell is more resonating? body cannot lie. So if you like the smell of the person, even in business deal, if you do not like the smell of the person, their body odor,
They're not good.
it's not going to work, because your original mother instinct is in the smell, because that's the first biological interaction. The molecules of the person are entering your bloodstream, and your mother knows.
क्या करें? So that's why I try to pick up relationships. Like that's why I was talking about money, but कि आजकल ये hustle is again something that's being talked about a lot. If I parents के बारे में, like adulting parenthood,
Yeah.
मम्मी नहीं था पापा ने ये बोला. So like a lot of the things that we discussed is a lot about what we find a lot of the youth they are genuinely suffering from, and saying कि this is an option, this is what you can do.
Yeah, but one very easy way is that, for example, sometimes you find it hard to talk on face because of the emotional reaction. Send an email right from your heart and send it to your father or mother. There will be chaos, but you have started the process. Maybe they are upset for some time. How you could think like this and all that. But it's good. Okay, if I'm wrong, so I'm sorry, but this is what I felt. That smoothens up the canals, and things start to flow again. Because it's important to have this interaction. So it's not that the communication has to be samne bitha ke you have to speak. Sometimes Sunday, right? Because it's awkward sometimes to speak. Right, clearly. I want you to read this. And dusra bhi, there is less emotional threat or challenging. You understand? If I'm talking to you on the face, everybody is not used to exposing themselves, getting exposed. They will start to defend and shut down. But in reading, you are in your space.
ये ठीक है बता देंगे
Yeah.
गति की you will pain.
And if you send letter to your father or mother like this, if they're avoiding you, means you said it has hit home.
Hey, now you know what to do this. Also something like what you said कि like it's someone's energetically triggering you. आपको पता है कि वहाँ पे response आया है. So these all very interesting concepts, spaces that
There's another thing which is very important, which people forget in relations. There are some people who raise up dialogues only when they have to criticize. You qualify to criticize a friend only when you appreciate also and speak about it also. You did that, I really liked it. Now, when you will say, I did not like that, it will be taken nicely. Ki this person genuinely sees me. But if I'm seeing only your faults, then something is wrong. You want to win the game. Always एक टांग ऊपर, है ना? पर उसमें है कि यार, I wish I could be like this. It's amazing of you. But then you can also then say to them that, listen, I did not like this. Don't say that, don't do it. Why you do it like this? I want to understand. This creates because other person also wants to be seen as they are, not corrected. Once seen, and mostly healing happens, once seen, even person evolves out of it. Because that's why I ask people to write about themselves in the morning. Because there is so much unsaid stuff which you wanted to say to people, even you acknowledge about yourself, negative, positive, write it down. Once said and written, you start to expand. Your Saraswati starts to evolve from it. It starts to invent. In my group, first which I started about 2-3 months back, people during writing time, they were talking lots of blah, blah, blah. Their things were coming up. I said to them, write something positive. Till today now, everybody's writing poetries. Same, you see, stopping the mind fuck is essentially a need to express beautifully.
ये mind तो express करे
हाँ
नहीं होने वाला.
हाँ तो उसको अगर if you give something creative, that's why I say decorate your mind. Read beautiful literature, look at arts, listen to music. What enters, that's what comes out. So this is the training of the mind, that learn something intelligent which gives you thing to think about. Oh, that's interesting line. So it develops your intelligence. So when you talk, It nourishes other, not you telling your biographical detail. I went to market, then opened the door, then I was looking for Colgate and I didn't find it. What's the point? Talk something which both can exchange and engage. That's interesting. That's how the gossip should be creative. Because all the great literature is creative gossip. Because many literatures are born out of a reaction to society. But what do you think Upanishads and all that? They are divine gossips. आप बैठे हो आराम से आनंद आ रहा है, then suddenly you see, let me talk about it. Then you talk. In that talk, it's without any social pressure, without any profit loss. It's pure blooming out of you. That's what true art is. That's what true creativity is. That's what should happen with lovers also. Not that intention. Sitting and suddenly energy starts to move and touch the other. That is cosmic. That is where you are connecting movement of life. So mind is always used as a tool, but best of the everything, best of geniuses came when they were into state of doing nothing and their brain suddenly catches fire and they start to come out with something.
Well, like that gossip is like, I think our conversation so far is just be
Yeah, it's gossip.
commentary on society, and that like itself becomes a creative piece.
And it has to be kind of not preaching, but pointing out that it's like this can be done. Whenever you criticize somebody, you also give them a way out. Don't tell a child, don't do this. You can also tell him what he can do with this. That is constructive criticism. Don't just say you did it wrong, but the child needs to know that what I can do with this. So then you are kind of really, because nature always gives you an option. It doesn't say stop this. There are other options. You flow with them.
Like I think, for smart screens, they're all on the phone all the time. हम ये बोलते रहते phone पे मत रहो. Then you don't see और क्या कर ली. You were today in the morning when you were doing the painting. I was like, this is actually something that you can and should be doing instead. Okay, आप creative भी हो, आप engaged भी हो, and you quieten your mind.
Yeah.
And it's a much better option than saying don't pay, don't.
Yeah, exactly. You see, the whole point is that guiding the energy to right directions. You cannot stop it, but you can guide it. And even internet and all, you give children a challenge that in 1 week, there are so many things on YouTube, learn something new and show me. Because then you are still using the internet, but you're going to various channels and picking up that how to do, let's say, origami. Hundreds. Learn something. So this way you are using that medium constructively. There are such infinite information, you don't need teachers in today's time. You can learn painting, you can learn music, you can learn violin, you can play djembe. Everybody is on internet putting some clues. Amazing. We haven't realized the positive aspect of this internet, yet. It's either used by industries or the warfare industry. Others, for humans, never before there was a time there was so much information on Vedas, on everything is available for you to reach. And I think this is what will happen. When AI will stop all the labor, people will, how long you'll watch movies? Then you will say, let's learn something new. Within 2 years, you can become a multi-dimensional Krishna. I know this also. That is expansion. Then you feel the juice of being you. I think enlightenment is juice of being you. That's all.
I think ये इंटरनेट को भी आपको ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा वर्क फॉर यू वर्सेस कि बीइंग द डेस्परेट की जो आ रहा है.
इसको काम चाहिए. अगर काम नहीं ना दोगे, अपना काम ढूंढ लेगा. If you give it a work to do, then it can really benefit you also. Because like body needs to walk, mind needs to wander. Expansion is wandering. It's a stroll in the life. Not that I have to learn this to get this. No. Just appreciating. I learned many arts since youth, but then I realized that made me understand philosophies much deeply. First, while learning something, you're becoming a good listener. So not only that, if you have learned 4 5 arts, when somebody says something to you, you learn them through listening. And that's what everybody is looking for. Nobody is learning you, means nobody is appreciate. Learning means to appreciate. That's what Sikh means. One who is always a student, who's always listening and learning, listening and learning. Because that one is speaking, you are listening. We have to offer children, youngsters, alternatives also. Not just study and cram and have a career. If you did not live your youth properly, you will have a very frustrated life. For example, Osho said that best of sexuality experience is around age of 16 to 18. इसमें पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं वो.
इसमें मना कर रहे हैं, इसे आज नहीं कर रहे.
But that is your peak of your sexuality. If you experience it there, it will be no more an obsession. But we are not looking at humans as a circuit, a Shakti, its needs and volumes of expression. We're seeing it as a machine to be trained for social. वही सबकी suffering है. Parents sacrifice, hence they expect you to sacrifice.
And I think pleasure and joy is seen as guilt and anger. We spoke about this yesterday. आप दूसरे की खुशी को देख के
You're jealous.
you get jealous.
Because I can't live this and you're living it.
Enjoying these. अब open पड़ रहा है, CLA.
Because I have seen that when people have some disease or something, they love it because the attention you get. चाहे मर जाओ पर attention मत पे. नाचते गाते को कोई attention नहीं देता है. But anyway, then I realized that the intuition was right, that people need to move and express, Because if you keep on insisting, Shakti starts to improvise. Then that's a spontaneous, real art. It will have maybe not sacred geometry, but your geometry. How your Shakti wants to form forms. There was an interview with Elon Musk, and this guy asked him, this Indian guy, Kamath, he said, what is the future of, what do you think about the live market of live telecast and all? He said that market will increase tremendously because people are seeing everything recorded and AI stuff. That will be rarity, somebody doing something live on YouTube or something, because people want to experience something live. And I think that our deepest, why we have become so hypocritical, reason is that we are listening a recorded song, tempered with, there is no actual human sound which is touching you. And movies, pretended emotions, even bhajans are pretended emotions. The guy is singing mantras, but he's just making money. So we start to think this is what emotion is, this is what life is. But when you hear a live emotion, it's a different cosmos,
जो आपको टच करता है,
It's like, it's only now.
I had goosebumps, Liva Kali.
It's only now. And that was the point of bhajan. Bhajan means connecting with the present through sound. That is bhajan. Remembering that which is vibrating. And that is going to be very, very important commodity in future. Because people are getting tired of these digital images, And live experience will be, this has been seen when accidents happen, people just making videos out there. It's somewhere that deep neurosis is happening, that everything has become a kind of image on the phone. And you have no experience of Shakti, of prana. And then, of course, the relations and everything comes out of it. Bumblebee and all that.
Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhaj Man